Welcome, Tara, my love. It's Morning Quickies, on the 10th of May. All signs will be time stamped, guys. Here, very, very special. Get settled in the sand beach edition of the Quickies with me. Just passed on. And put a little energy on the cards. I was thinking of the song Muddy Waters version of the I'm Ready on the way over. That's very Aries. I think like when I'm coming over here, it's like I shift into my Aries mode somehow. I don't understand it. But 6 Pentacles come out. Yeah, so this is the 10th. We could call it Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day in Mexico. Beautiful morning. Government holiday here. I think that's kind of cool. You know, why? Give people a day off for President's Day, but a day off for Mother's Day. And hey, shout out for Father's Day. If you're going to have Mother's Day off, yeah, it's kind of duplicitous to not then have Father's Day off, It seems the fathers, yeah, mothers probably do more. I'll give you that. But most people, they love their mothers and, respect their mothers. It's like dads are the ones that often get lost in the shuffle. Seems to me. I never had dads, so what do I know? Definitely got lost in my shuffle. And speaking of shuffling, here we go, Aries. Love and relationship for the 10th. We're ready. We are ready. We're ready as anybody can be. Oops. Oops. Okay, I was really kind of hoping to have come out of the chute. We're going to read through the deck here, guys. Give me a like. I appreciate it. It's just easy. It's good karma, and really appreciate everyone subscribing. I want to get to 1,000 so we can do this all live. But I pull very few videos. I'm Taurus 9,000. Once I start a reading, it's like you also found that out. It's like I can't just say, oh, no. That would be some kind of sacrilege, huh? But yeah, this is you thinking strategically. But if you're thinking strategically, then it means there's reason for it, and probably something bad happened in the past, and you feel, if you weren't cheated, this are thoughts, swords, so you feel like something's going on, something's maybe going on. Wow, the Fool here. I'm going to really think about this. This is really saying something here. The Fool, guys, in the 7 of Swords. I don't want to be so literal and say you feel like a fool, but this is the position of where you're at now. What the question is here. So I'm trying to kind of get a read on what's going on. Past, present. This is what's in your mind now. Often this can be more unconscious stuff here. But here with feeling like the Fool, it's at the very best here. This could be like, yeah, I feel like something might be going on, but I really don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit. If that's how you feel, that's good. If you don't let it bother you. The Page of Swords. And this is definitely speaking to the 7 of Swords. The 7 of Swords is your energy, no doubt about that. This is how you're feeling in and around relationships. But it's because of this Page of Swords. And I think it's about a lie. Because the Page of Swords and the 7 of Swords, they lied to you. You kind of know they lied to you. God damn it with the Fool. 9 of Pentacles. And you're just not going to put up with it. This is you like, okay, so the Fool, yeah, you really don't care. Because, you don't play that. It's like, what was that character? It was like, homie, don't play that. Homie, don't play that. That lie shit. And, I had an Aries chick tell me that. It just does kind of, I like Aries, they're very direct. If we get in a relationship, here's blah, 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 blah. It's like, wow, great, We're just talking, but yeah, let's go ahead and talk about all the details, And he said, like, that's it. A lie is like, boom, out, gone. Fire, don't fuck with me. So that's good. I think that's healthy, That's a very healthy attitude, Aries, God bless you guys. Thank you for joining me. Absolutely doing the right thing. Taurus, here we are on the 10th of May. Happy Mother's Day. Thanks for joining me. This is your Love Quickie. Love and relationships. This is you, Taurus. 8 of Swords energy. How you're feeling in and around relationships right now. Not good. Um, Thoughts stuck in your head. Um, Seems like with the Eight of Swords, it often speaks to kind of like patterns. You know, that thing about being trapped in our own mind, you know, because we're not really trapped, right? But yeah, yeah. Hmm. I think if you're trapped in your own mind, you're pretty well trapped, you know? It's like, yeah, especially if you're not an earth sign, you might get that. It doesn't have to be actual steel prison bars, but, um, the Two of Swords is like you really can't figure out what to do, but you're trying to figure out. And with the Eight of Swords, it can be kind of a hopeless feeling too. Like, you know, any advice is like you really maybe need to put, you generally speaking, add some emotion to this because a lot of times this Eight of Swords, you look at it, it's like protective. These swords are also protecting her, see? So the ego protects us from things all the time and with our mind. And maybe what needs to happen is these swords need to come down, and you need to just feel whatever it is, Taurus, whether it's in a relationship or just in general. Something about love relationships got you upset, and the star. But you want to have hope, and you want to have your wish fulfillment. That's what you really want, you know. So manifesting card too, Taurus, you could be someone that's been wanting to manifest, you know, if not in a very formal way, you know, at least thinking about it and maybe, you know, listening to some videos and doing some meditations or thoughts, maybe writing something down, but it's not working and you feel like now you're trapped, and it could be a feeling like, what have I done, you know, because what you want is this, you know, look, just look at the card, you want this, and where you're at is this. It's like, fuck. um, Also, because the stars now, and this is in the past, this could be you literally trying to manifest your way out of this. The star here, if you want to take it as advice, and think you should, but I think you might already be doing this, watch affirmational things, read affirmational things. Try to understand your natal chart. An astrologer, I can tell you if you haven't gone there, I mean, there's just a wealth of information. It's the star map of our life's purpose for incarnation right there. Because the way you're going to drive yourself out of this prison is through your hopes and dreams and wishes, and not to be corny, but by being positive, and not just by being positive for no reason, but by being positive in like okay, whatever the fuck is messed up, you know, whatever it is, there's got to be something that's not messed up. So think about that. Think about like what it is you love. What is it that I love? You know, there's more than one thing. There's more than just a person that you love, Taurus. Yeah, you really want this. So I think what you really need to do, okay, is detach from this manifestation. You've attached it to an individual. Stop it. And take your manifestation and open it up and trust the universe to decide for you which one. You know, because look, here's why. Because you're in this energy. So no, no, no. You're never going to manifest something. How are you going to manifest this from this? That's not going to happen. But you can very much manifest this from this. In fact, this is the perfect way to manifest your lover, Taurus. Thank you guys for joining me for the Morning Quickies on the 10th, and happy Mother's Day. And Gemini, thank you guys. We're pulling through the deck here on the 10th of May, Mother's Day. On the beach, very special beach edition. Beautiful morning, just past sunrise. This is you, Gemini. You're feeling in and around relationships, where your mind is at, where your heart is at. My memory's not that good, but I swear to God, I didn't do readings yesterday, but Saturday I swear pulled the same thing for your weekend quickie. But the energy of wanting to leave something behind. Now remember, swords are thoughts, so this does not necessarily have to be physical movement. We'll see here. Well, you would know. But if you're feeling like, in terms of interpreting this card, you know, you have a woman alone in moonlight, poling her way through apparently a swamp with, you know, just a bunch of swords in her boat. Really nothing. You know, she's like escaping or something, you know. For almost like you could see that, almost like really fleeing. You would think fleeing for her life, or she'd have something, bring something with her, you know. So it's very powerful energy in terms of, Five of Swords can be very vicious fighting, I think, devastating fighting, serious stuff. So Six of Swords, think about it, is like just wanting to get away from that. It's the energy in our minds wanting to get away from conflict. That's what the Six of Swords is. And it can be very strong, it's like, I just can't take this anymore. Now here, either your person's a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, here, person, Pisces maybe, or you're trying to channel this energy because you're moving away, or you could say now you're moving toward this Queen of Cups. But this is the energy of being emotionally strong, emotionally mature, emotionally self-contained, of being mature and self-contained. She's a queen. She can take care of herself. Yet she's still the most gentle queen, the most loving queen, the most caring queen. So this implies to me that in this movement away from something that might have been very bad, very abusive, very verbally abusive, you're going away from it, wanting to move into yet this Queen of Cups energy. Meaning it's very good. You're not bitter. You're not going to hold on to this and drag it along with you like some horrible karma for years and obsess about it. I think you can move away from this. She's moving on into the reading, this Queen of Cups here. I almost think it's like yours, but you really don't know where you're going. It's like, wow, and this is a quickie read here, Taurus. Tomorrow we'll be doing your reading for the third week of May, and maybe be some more insight there in the couples reading. Mainly, I would look the heart spread, but look at the similarity in the cards, the color. I mean, there's a somberness about all of this energy, Gemini. Even the Queen of Cups here, the background's kind of somber too, same kind of colors. In It's not really bad. I feel like it's almost, I call it like sometimes we get spiritual anesthesia when we're going through something very powerful that is part of our process and our soul's purpose. And spirit can be gentle sometimes. We don't even realize it. And so we get tired, we lay down, and a lot of work goes on, in the sleep. And I think that's what the moon is speaking to here, because you really don't know what's going to happen here. And I don't know either. We definitely could find out. I get the feeling like you're moving away from something into really you don't know what, but it's okay. As long as you stay in this Queen of Cups energy, or if you're moving toward a Queen of Cups, somebody that's emotionally available and there for you, and they're offering back their cup here, reaching out to you, giving you a place to go when you're from the swamp here, moving into this with uncertainty. And this is always two moons here. You're under the moon with the Six of Swords. So also what this is saying, Gemini, is make sure you don't carry along with you whatever problem was in this past relationship. That could be what's hidden from you, that you may bring it on like a hitchhiker into this new relationship. But I think if you rely on this Queen of Cups energy, the maturity, emotional maturity, talking about your feelings, being open, and allowing yourself to be vulnerable, that's what I mean by not allowing it to get to you and make you negative and bitter. Thank you, Gemini. Cancer, thank you for joining me here on Mother's Day for all you mothers. And here we are, very special beach edition. This is your morning quickies here, and love and relationship. We'll get a reading for you. This is you, Cancer, in and around relationships, where your mind is at, where your heart is at. Page of Wands. So, feeling perky, feeling a little perky. This is not like I want to run a marathon, but this is like, feeling really kind of good. And this definitely could be love. This could be you kind of, your interest being piqued by someone, you wanting to, and with the wands is action. So the action could be that you say, hey, what's up, and send a text, or the action could be you say, hey, let's go on a date, something like that. With an Aries, that's definitely your person. So we have the dynamic here of the page with the emperor. So definitely getting Aries energy with the wands here, page of wands, a youthful. This is you though. If you're not a youthful Cancer, that's just attracted to this emperor. Now you're facing away, and the emperor is facing towards you. So you could be being a little coy here with this emperor. They could be showing interest in you, and you're kind of like, You're interested in him because look, this is you in relationships. You've got this one. I mean, if you're not interested in him, then you're playing serious games, and you're shame on you. Shame on you, Cancer. But maybe you're playing it and you realize you got to be coy because this could be a person that significantly could be older than you, has significantly more power than you have. Let's be real. This person has more power. They're more substantial. They have money. They have resources that you probably don't have. And you may look in some way like they are bigger than you and like, oh my God, and why would they be interested in little old me? Um, and also, you could be looking away because it's almost like the energy of it's very powerful. It's very attractive, but at the same time, a little bit scary, probably, because you realize they really could control you. Like I get the feeling in this relationship, maybe not even just the way you think about it. Ones are actions, but if you kind of know, like if you take this action towards this emperor, you're gonna kind of sacrifice. You always do in a relationship a little bit. You have to give and take, and if you want to just be completely do whatever you want, you got to be single. But in this case, you kind of maybe know you're gonna be almost agreeing to a certain amount of control, and you're maybe wondering if you can handle that. I don't think you can. You know, I think this is you taking a pass on this, and I think they're going to be really surprised by it because they may be thinking, a little bit arrogant, like, I can't believe I'm so great. How could they take a pass on me? I'm the emperor, for God's sakes, And you're like, you know what? I'm looking for something more than just an emperor here, you know? Thank you, Cancers. Leo, this is a Mother's Day read for the 10th of May. Thanks for joining me. It's a very special beach edition. And we're here just past dawn. This is you, where your mind is at, where your heart is at, in and around relationships. Four Swords, somehow healing, feeling like we could have just had a fight. I keep trying to bring these daily reads back down to something more practical, but somewhat I think that's a reader's up to the reader to intuit, interpret, what resonates. Because this could be anything from recovering from a terrible relationship. Here it's a relationship reading, so it's not like you had a car accident. It's recovering from being hurt in a relationship and being kind of in your mind about it, swords, and trying to take a time out. Four swords here can be too kind of a deliberately trying not to think about something, not to think about the betrayal, not to think about the person, usually not successfully. Yeah, very much now, the Hermit. Now, the Four Swords and the Hermit, this takes the Four Swords to another level. This is a personal card here, this Four Swords, this Major Kana, the Hermit. So now, where you're at now is you're going inside in the very best way and examining your own processes, looking at your own responsibility in this relationship. Absolutely perfect, beautiful thing to do. Not pointing your finger at them, but trying to understand them, trying to understand yourself, really. And when you do that, I mean, ultimately everything else can follow once you understand yourself. That's the promise, anyway, of the Hermit here in Virgo energy, I should add. If there's a Virgo involved, Leo. If there's literally an Virgo involved, it could change it a little bit. It could be you're in this just simply hurt because you're thinking about this. Virgo's the one you're trying not to think about. But maybe they are too, withdrawing. Maybe that's what's hurting you. Maybe they're in a process of trying to, maybe they told you, or maybe they didn't tell you, but they're like, I kind of really am not ready, and I'm sort of doing me, and that kind of thing. Um, the world. I told you, if you really embrace this energy, you know, and it could take a while, take some time here. This is not you're not going to embrace this energy like for one afternoon, and then you get the world. But if you really embrace that energy of understanding yourself fully and taking responsibility for our stuff and not pointing the finger at everybody else, and do that work that the hermit does, it's hard work to go inside, and you kind of need to be alone. You don't need to be single and in a cave, but you need to spend some time on your stuff, like not distract ourselves with parties and sex and whatever it is we distract ourselves with, from drugs and alcohol to trauma, right? You want to get away from that because you'll get the world. You'll get the world. I told you at the beginning, like, you're trying to not think about this person because this is not about that person, Leo. This is about your journey through life and leveling up. Thank you guys, Virgo. Thanks for joining me. Happy Mother's Day. Yasta. It's Mother's Day in Mexico. Did all the dishes before I left the house this morning. Wasn't so terrible. So thank you guys. Let's see what Spirit has for you in love and relationships on Mother's Day. Hope it's something positive. Just throw that one away, pick another one. No, it's the Tower upright. Happy Mother's Day to Virgo. Yeah, well, this is you in and around relationships. So if this is your reading, then you're definitely going to be feeling at some level that things are kind of falling apart. The ground's coming out from under you. When the tower falls, it's something that, Jesus said, build your house upon stone, because it's built on sand and it's not going to hold, it's not steady. Maybe try to hold it together, and eventually something comes along, and blows the house down. Oh, and this is definitely about a relationships. Two of Cups. Yeah, solid Two of Cups in this deck too. I mean, they're really looking right at each other. Both of their cups. It's like both people have sort of just opened themselves up, Virgo. Um, Possibly after a tower moment. But this shows like this tower moment, that you're still together and you're looking at each other. And, um, in a relationship, you could say that bad things either break you up or bring you closer together. Or if not break you up, drive you further apart. Something like a big loss or trauma that affects one even or both seriously, um, go one or the other. Here it looks like if it's not coming together, that's what you want for an outcome, is for it to come together. And I believe it will. You have strength here. This is almost like a promise here, what I see with the strength card for this. And it's also like a blessing when I see this strength card. I feel like it's the universe saying to Virgo, you have more strength than you could possibly know, and you will be fine in this. You will actually be fine. Everything will be fine, and it will be fine because you have the strength to deal with this. Thank you, Virgos. Good, kind of intense, but good Mother's Day read. Libra, Mother's Day, thank you joining me here for the 10th of May. This is the Morning Quickie. We're pulling through the deck in the name of love and light, so it serves the greatest good. We're asking Spirit to give us some guidance here, love and relationship. Here for our Libra friends. 8 of Wands, Libra. This is the energy of fire. Sagittarius is your energy, though, but I'll just say it's Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo, because you may have this in your chart somewhere. But in terms of love and relationship, it's being fired up. It's being possibly involves a lot of communication, this kind of thing. Going back and forth, a lot of interest, a lot of passionate interest. This is often you see with long distance. I mean, if it's not long distance, it's like, I had some Gemini girlfriends, and normally, I like to communicate and I love to feel connected. But maybe I wouldn't necessarily text them at work all day. But this could be that. Like, even if you're living together, you're texting back and forth and being in touch all day. Romance phase of a relationship, very strong connection, energy, magnetic sexual energy with the King of Wands. Yeah, a dominant person, male or female, who's a fire sign, has your interest. They can be all possibly a good match for Libra Sun, just Sun to Sun. Of course, that's just a very little part of it as an astrologer, but this is what's got you fired up. And I got the feeling with this King of Wands that they are very assertive, very dominant in a good way as far as you're concerned. And they're really pulling you towards them, Libra. Classically, like the Libra energy, it could be, air is masculine, divine masculine, but can be kind of submissive, and they don't mind a strong leader if they feel that they're fair. And with the king like this is not going to be someone who's doing this in an immature way, that's pounding their chest, that's puffing themselves up, that's uh, no, they're just really seriously a mature, strong, capable, intelligent, responsible, dynamic, expressive type of person who's not afraid to take action. They are not passive. See, and you like that. You like this. It's like me likey, and he's looking over at you, and a little bit of that look on his face. I don't know if you can see it here. Uh, it's kind of lascivious. Yeah, he's digging it. He's a little lascivious there. He's like, yeah, I want me some Libra. It's a lot of sexual energy here. Very passionate. Very passionate. The Two of Wands. So you got to make a decision about this. And you look at all these wands here, guys. It's going to be fast. I think you're going to blow through this like really fast. It's gonna be this could be like a one night stand. Maybe you've already had it. Maybe you will here. But comes to mind Eight of Wands, King of Wands, Two of Wands, flying by the seat of your pants, being really caught up, being swept off your feet, big time, being swept off your feet, lost in your passion. And, with the Two of Wands, I would say go with your instinct, with your gut, with all this energy, and, let that guide you. But I think you're just going to do that anyway. But with this Two of Wands, it's a very good energy for two. It's not, they're not going away. It's like not going away mad, it's just going away. And maybe this whole experience kind of opens you up in a way that is really kind of transformative and important for you. It feels to me, Libra, like maybe you were sleeping or you didn't understand your true value or you were afraid or you were in some energy of because all of this fire, and then somebody came along, this King of Wands, and I mean they like fired you up. They're like put the key into you and brum brum, and you like started running. And but I don't think you're gonna take that energy and go away with it into your life, and it's good. It's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Libra, thank you. Scorpios, thanks for joining me here. May 10th, Mother's Day in Mexico. Doing the morning quickies here, a little past dawn. Very special beach edition. This is you in the round relationship, where your mind is at, where your heart is at. Scorpios, Four of Pentacles, playing the cards close to the vest, if you knew. I'm not really a card player, know when to hold them. I just know a few song lyrics. But yeah, playing it close to your vest, being a little cautious, and he's also looking away from the reading. And also, when you got the Four of Pentacles, it could mean you're having to be tight with your money, but this is a love reading. So it's really being tight with your emotions, tight maybe with your time, tight with your actions, concern, um, just kind of uh, needing to sort of be you for a minute and kind of withdraw for a minute, but not in the hanged man way where you're trying to examine things and figure things out. You could just be withdrawing because you're tired, because you need a minute, because you have something to do that's practical, in a love relationship. Oh, but okay. Now this kind of gives a different flair. I'll tell you why I'm going to go a different way. Sorry. But yeah, but here's the thing. You're like this because you don't feel that there's an even exchange. And these are pentacles. This is like somebody's not paying their share of the bills or the rent, even. But there's a definite feeling here that, and this becomes then, I am deliberately withdrawing. Like, okay, let's look at it this way. There's six pentacles in a scale. You're giving four pentacles and your partner's giving two. That's the problem. This is why you're withdrawing. You're like, you know what? I'm going to take my four pentacles back. I'm going to take them back. This is you, where you are in the relationship, away from the relationship. And it could be, this could be the energy too of an ultimatum. So if you haven't given an ultimatum, think about that. If this resonates, maybe this is part of your advice here. Scorpio as to maybe give an ultimatum along these lines. You know, I mean, it could be literally, come up with your end of the rent or get the fuck out. I don't know. But you feel like this could be Gemini energy too. Now, imagine this is very, very different from these pentacles. You're wanting practice. I think this is your partner trying to manipulate you and bullshit around. You're like literally saying, I want your half of the rent. I lost my wallet. I don't know where my money is. Have a nice day. That kind of thing. And making excuses. And that's kind of what I get from it. So let me know what you think of that. And just be careful. So make sure you get back from them something solid, because I really think that's what you want. You want something solid. You don't want a bunch of BS, okay? You probably had a bunch of BS. That's the problem. Thank you, guys. Sagittarius, my brothers, my sisters, welcome. Sag Sun, Jupiter, Mercury, and Mars. And I didn't look, but I think today that the South Node is exactly on my Mars. Exactly. That's why I posted when I started reading uh, the Muddy Water song. I'm ready. So I'm tired. I'm tired, but I'm just telling the universe, look, either kill me, trade me or play me. Either kill me. I'm tired of being tired. Um, so here we are, moving on. All of us got the south node at 10 degrees right now, guys. If you have anything at 10 degrees, Saggies, let me know. I'm an astrologer. Talk to me. So, Knight of Pentacles. This is cool energy for a Sag. I got a feeling like if you're Sagittarius and you're in Knight of Pentacles energy, you will fucking succeed. Very most likely. And here's why. Because this is your energy in around relationships. So, the Knight of Pentacles is a love reading. You want something. You want someone. And you're prepared to go the distance now. You're serious about this. This is a Sagittarius that has decided that they're going to take something seriously and they're going to fucking really go for it here. And you ain't messing around here. Um, and, uh, Sag doesn't normally do this unless it's something inspirational, that Jupiter energy where we're inspired and we feel very optimistic about something and hopeful. So it's like, wow, you're prepared to take all that fire energy and all of your horses and bear down on it for a long haul. Wow, with the chariot. Look here now. Okay, takes it to a whole new level. The knight is a court card, so that implies, and this is you in the relationship, so that implies you really taking action. But now this is what's outside of our control. This is the major arcana, the chariot here. So this action, the reason I told you, the reason Sagittarius, we don't do this. We don't do this throw down, I'm going to slog my way through. We more do, fuck that. No, when we do this, it's because we know, we smell it, we feel it. We're in the throes, of our life's purpose. We're in the winds of the Tao. We're just feeling like we just feel it, like something's got a hold of us. We're in the flow. We can feel it. Like, if you're here, you're in it, but you're here, you're not, and you just can feel your way through it. And that's exactly how the Knight of Pentacles might be moving, but moving slow. Okay, emphasis on slow. Another reason why I say you don't find us in this energy, we don't do slow. But this, when we are willing to slow down, take our time, do whatever it takes, resolve, commit, because we're on the chariot. We gotta roll, we gotta move, we gotta feel like we're moving in sync with our life's purpose. And I feel that's definitely what you want. That's where you want to go. And you're willing to do the work. I'm telling you, man, Sagittarius, whatever it is this is about, whoever this is about, you're willing to do the work here. So we went from the court card, this is you taking action, absolutely. This is the universe, this is fate. You see this if you want, talk to me. In your natal chart, it's a star map of the life's purpose, guys. And you're somehow seeing that there's an alignment in this relationship with your life purpose. And you were willing to do whatever it takes to make it work, There could be a time frame of 8 months involved here. And it's a future time frame, okay? Of 8 months, Sagittarius. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you joining me here for the quickies. Now Capricorn, this is for May 10th, Mother's Day here in Mexico. Thank you for joining me for today's Quickies on the Beach. And we ask a spirit in the name of love and light, only so as serves our greatest good. What can you say for our Capricorn friends? And love and relationship this morning. Capricorn, this is you, Page of Pentacles. Where you are in relationships right now, in around relationships in your heart and your mind. The Page of Pentacles is a very sincere energy. An offer, a new beginning. It's more than a new feeling. It's like maybe you've already gotten to know someone a little bit, maybe you've talked, and the Page of Pentacles would come along and say, kind of would like to make this exclusive relationship. I'd kind of like to date you and get to know you more. I'd like to maybe it hasn't been romantic. Maybe now you say I have a romantic interest in you. I'd like to kind of formalizing something here. Maybe you just had a crush and then now you've talked to them. Could be like that. Like you've never talked to them, you just simply crushed on them, and now you have a text and you're going back and forth, and usually at the beginning, we know if someone's interested or not, and you maybe got that feeling. It's something new. Oh, and this could be, wow, the Empress. So this could involve a Taurus, someone who's mature. What I've seen, the Page and the Empress. I mean, and I've said this before too. I think if you're gonna be a page and you're gonna approach an emperor or an empress, be a Page of Pentacles, because they could be older than you, you could be younger. They're very most likely more substantial than you. You definitely see them that way. You may also see them not as being like with money, or they're having a nicer house, like that. But you may even see them as being very desirable, kind of up on a pedestal, very like an abundance to it. The Empress, mother figure. Not that you want them to be your mother, but they could be voluptuous and desirable, and like at a level that you somehow feel is almost beyond you or above you, like a little bit of timid, almost to approach them type of energy. So then very much makes sense with this Page of Pentacles. And then one of the reasons why a Page of Pentacles is a good way to approach an Empress or Emperor is because you can't approach an Empress if you're a Page by saying, "What's up?" You know, you're going to have something substantial. And so, in other words, they're going to look at you and they're going to see not the fact that you're younger, not the fact that you have less money or less resources than them, but they're going to look at the fact that you're a substantial person and you have value. That's what Pentacles are. You know. Let's see where we go with this. With the Three of Wands. I see this as now taking action. And not really looking for something else. Not like you're taking a pass on this. It's saying you're going to have to take action. And I kind of get the sense from this, like this means you're the page, okay? Capricorn, you're going to have to do this to go towards this Empress. Yeah. And I get the feeling too, it may be a little scary, like maybe they're not giving you a lot of support, maybe they're giving you a little support, but it's almost like you have to make this decision to go towards them. And it's a little scary and a little risky, and you may have to like pull some strings. It might be difficult for you to do. Knight of Swords, but I think you're going to do it. And what the Knight of Swords here is saying, you're going to have to really be brave, and you're going to have to do this fast. There's a timing element here. So you're going to have to act fast. So you've been kind of in this Page of Pentacles energy, which also is Capricorn, also is Earth, also is not fast, also is good. It's how you got the interest of the Empress here. But now there's going to be a window, there's going to be an opportunity opening up with this Three of Wands, and you're going to have to go through it fast, and you're going to have to be brave and just do it. So if there's an opportunity, a chance to move towards them, I got a feeling this could be a literal move to another city or something like this. You're going to want to do it. That's the advice here. So thank you for joining me. Aquarius, here we are. This is Morning Quickies for Mother's Day here in Mexico on the Gulf beaches behind me. And we're doing our love reading. This is you showing up where you are in terms of love and relationship, where your mind is at, where your heart is at. Aquarius, that's my card if I just don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do. The swords are covering the heart. Sometimes you're trying to make a head over heart decision, but you can't. And the question can just simply be, do I want to bring my heart into it? Sometimes we need to make a head over heart decision, but typically we need that when we need to balance because we're too emotional, right? Most people, it seems to me, like they need to make a heart over head decision, but you really don't know which one to do right now, and you're lost in this kind of energy of the past, of romance and past love and soulmates, past lives, possibly even very nostalgic kind of feelings. And I say you're lost in it because that's the Two of Swords and the Six of Cups. That's being lost, and you just don't know what to do, and you're dreaming about this, and but there's something wrong, or you wouldn't be in Two of Swords energy. So if you're in a relationship, you're thinking about these better days and it was. If you're not, you want a relationship. We have this kind of feel like you have this connection here, soulmate connection. Maybe thinking back to the way it was in the past with someone. Three of Pentacles. So when I think of the Two of Swords, I'm thinking like, how do you get out of it? So I was saying, is it a heart over mind or mind over heart? It's going to be through work and collaboration. I'm going to clarify this, but it's almost like I don't see the other person yet. Unless Aquarius, it could be an earth sign, or it would be someone substantial. And by substantial, I mean not money or anything, but someone who's a solid personality, someone who, if they come along and say, I'm interested in you, they're going to stay interested. If they say, I want to help you with something, they're really going to help. And they would actually do what it takes to help. And it's almost like it's saying like you're going to work your way out of this. Like it's saying you don't really have to know what to do. Just start doing it. You know, if it wasn't a love reading, I have a lot of thoughts. Um, um, but if it's a love reading and you're thinking about this person and it's just do it, maybe if you're not engaged with them, then maybe you engage with them and you say, "Can we do this? Can we work together on our relationship?" It's really as simple as that. The devil. You feel like you can't. I'm not going to look at this with the Capricorn energy, but it could be. We could be dealing with a Capricorn earth sign energy here. Someone with that prominent in their chart. Rising moon, Venus energy, Mars energy even here. Um, there's some kind of addictions getting in the way of this. And this could be, here in a love relationship, simply obsessions, Pluto energy. If you look in your chart, look at synastry, see if you don't have a Plutonic relationship with strong Pluto elements in your synastry, or God forbid composite. But this could be simply why you're in this Two of Swords energy, is you felt like they were not being sincere, and you felt like they might have been cheating on you or something like this. But I think you don't know. I think you don't know. So you're going to ask them what's going on. Do you want to work on this relationship and get them involved, and try to figure out, be honest and talk and collaborate and work on whatever this obsession is. This obsession, this control could be yours, because if you don't trust them and maybe they don't deserve to be trusted, I'm just saying, then maybe that is understandable in a way. That's why you're going to talk about and work on it, Aquarius. Thank you guys for joining me. Good morning, Pisces, on the beat, special edition here. This is your May 10th Mother's Day reading. Hopefully it'll be something positive, but I should have. I thought about just doing it will be all positive Mother's Day, but look at me, that's not in me. I'm going to do the regular readings and let Spirit decide what people need, not up to me. Seven of Wands. So, this is you, where your heart, where your mind is at, in and around relationships right now. It doesn't have to be defense, but if it is, you always got to remember with this, it's actions are involved. I always think of boundaries here in terms of relationships, boundaries in relationships, and not here just boundaries in terms of the way someone speaks to you, but physical boundaries. Someone could be, it could be emphasized where you are thinking about the boundaries with someone that need to be there probably, but you're defending the castle, so it's righteous defense here in this energy. In a way, kind of positive. Also, Seven of Wands, it's action. It could be taking action, not necessarily in defense, but to drive yourself in a direction you want to go, or away from a problem or out of a conflict too. Like the car getting stuck in the sand, and you finally get some pieces of wood under it or something, and it catches hold and starts going. And that's Seven of Wands, taking action. Doesn't have to be a fight. You can take actions even in defense. It doesn't necessarily have to involve throwing a punch. Um, wow, and Ten of Pentacles. I'm thinking about the castle behind it when I see these pentacles, and now it does feel like it is an energy of defending the castle here. So it could be what you have is with the Ten of Pentacles, you feel like you have something solid with someone. Whether you're with them, you're probably with them. This could be an ongoing relationship where you're married, or a committed relationship and you're actually together. But you're in the energy of feeling like you have to defend uh, what you have. I think your coins here, and we could be dealing with. Let me see what the outcome card and advice here is. It really becomes advice. We could be dealing with outside forces, and you're feeling like you're having to step up, and help your partner, or step up and help the relationship in some way. Yes, wow, a marriage card. Very much. So the advice is, okay, if you feel like you're having to step up and defend your marriage here, I don't see this as a bad thing. No, you shouldn't have to step up and defend anything, your marriage relationship. But sometimes you do, and maybe it's from an outside force. I mean, a family member, yours or theirs, usually theirs, causing problems. But I see this as being very solid here. You have righteous defense of your castle and your marriage, and it's almost so it would almost imply like it has affects your home. So this could be like where a family member comes and lives, and you have a third party. You don't obviously see third party here, um, but why are you having to defend the home and the marriage here? It's a very solid home and marriage. And so I'd say the advice here is keep doing what you're doing. You're doing the right thing. And I imagine even your partner understands this, because this is very solid here, what you're doing. Um, I hope you're not doing it alone. It does kind of imply, that might be with Seven of Wands, like this is probably your spouse's family member, and you kind of wish they were a little more on your side with this, in that you're having you don't want to have to be the one making these boundaries. Like, no, I don't want them staying here for a week, or something like this, because maybe they're negative, and you feel like it happens all the time. So don't feel bad about it, and you don't have to be the Pisces martyr. You could be the Seven of Wands and defend your boundaries there and assert yourself. Thank you guys for joining me. Give me a like. Appreciate it. We're raking the beach this morning. It's a thing they do here. And May 10th. Thank you guys.